All right, now to the latest on that accident at Circus Sarasota practice today that sent 5 performers to the hospital.
Those performers fell from a high wire while rehearsing an 8-person pyramid stunt under the big top next to UTC. Right now, representatives with Circus Sarasota are releasing some statements about the accident, so let's join them live.
Nick and his troupe were practicing this daring stunt to be the grand finale of Synergy, Circus Sarasota's 2017 winter production, which opens this Friday, February 10th. There were 5 artists injured in the accident. No life-threatening injuries have been sustained, and all of those injured are being attended to by incredible doctors here on the Sun Coast at various facilities. Along with Nick, we are confident, based on what we know now, that all of those involved in today's accident will make a full recovery. I can't go into the detail of the names of those who have been injured or their injuries, but that probably will be a further update from us. We take safety very seriously at Circus Sarasota. We make sure safety precautions are adhered to, and I want to be clear that this was not an equipment or rigging failure. Despite that diligence within our industry, accidents do happen. Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with Nick, all of the members of his troupe, and their families, as well as the circus family. Many of you know that we're a very tight community, and we work very closely together nationally and internationally, so this ripple will be felt there. We'll be sending out updates as necessary. Circus Sarasota's 2017 winter performances will continue as scheduled and will open this Friday. A full calendar of performances are available at circusarts.org, and we encourage you to stay tuned to updates from us.
Will you still be continuing this particular part of the performance, or will this be scrubbed, this particular act?
There's still discussion on what will be the grand finale. I can't give you that update at this point.
Was there a net, and is that common practice to have one, to not have one?
It's Walenda tradition. Several generations of high wire walking where they do not use a net. And that is common practice for the Walendas in their high wire presentations.
Somebody lost their balance. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
I can't give any specifics about the actual accident. That is an analysis through the professionals, and possibly we'll be able to update you on that after our review.
So, human error?
I can't quite specify what the exact reason was, but it was not a rigging failure and it was not an equipment failure.
Will this injury affect any of the other shows? Will the injury affect any of the other parts of the show?
Well, Nick Walenda and his troupe presented the finale, or present the finale of Circus Sarasota, and I do believe that the circus and its passionate artists are very resilient. It's always continued to evolve through other accidents, and so we intend to present a high wire act as part of Circus Sarasota.
Will there be a net, or will they perform without a net?
Again, can't quite answer that question other than to this lady's point, which is Walendas have never used a net.
Of the injured, how many of those are members of the Walenda family?
I believe that there is only one that is a direct relative or member of the Walenda family injured.
And the other students from Sailor Circus, who are the other 4?
There are no students, current enrolled students, as part of the Walenda troupe. There are some graduates that work quite closely with Nick Walenda, graduates of Sailor Circus, but there were no current students enrolled or working in this particular performance.
How many performances are they expected to do here before they're done?
32 performances plus a dress rehearsal scheduled for tomorrow evening.
So you said that all
Yes.
5 are expected to make a full recovery, or at least they're not in.
That's correct. No fatalities, no life-threatening injuries. And we do believe from what we've heard, and of course I think all of us who are blessed to live here on the Sun Coast know that there's great medical care, and those that are being attended to are being tended to with diligence and care.
How are the ticket sales for the show so far?
They have been strong. You know, our legacy as an organization and a nonprofit is to continue bringing live performance here to the west coast of Florida. It's part of the heritage and tradition, and that will not change.
Is there anything that does plan to change after this incident?
Again, right now our focus is making sure that everybody is medically tended to, Tonight there is actually a rehearsal going on for the performance, and as Pedro aptly put it, all of us in the industry believe that the show will go on, it must go on, and we'll be looking at how it will go on.
Are they
one member of the
practicing that
Linda
finale
family, was that his
tonight,
mother?
or no?
No.
They are not.
The one member of the Linda family that was injured, was that his mom?
No, she is not performing, or as a, it was not part of this troupe.
And what does Nick have to say? Have you spoke to him?
I did speak to Nick, and obviously it's very important to him that we concentrate on the recovery of these artists, and that was very, very important, and we continue to pray and lift them all up in prayer. And I know that Nick will be making his own statements, so I hate to speak on his behalf, other than that he has a great amount of care for his troupe as well as the art of circus.
Can you tell us about how long they were rehearsing before the accident happened?
Well, they have, they're in constant, all circus performers are constantly rehearsing. And so there's always another show and there's always another event. So it's difficult for me to say how long because they're always practicing. But this particular stunt has been practiced numerous times without incident. And they practiced both at Nick's training facility and here at our site. We've been up since middle of January.
Is there a governing body that investigates the accident?
There are several. There are several as well as our own, and I'm sure we'll be talking more about that in the future. At this point, I can't comment directly on that.
Do we know when and where Nick is going to make his statement?
I don't yet, but we're certainly going to inform you. Beth will be sending out media alerts, as will Nick's management team, and certainly keep you abreast of when that's happening, and other updates as it relates to.
Again, if you hadn't told us already, how many members of the Linda family were involved in the accident?
I believe it was just one in the injuries. Okay, thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.
That was Jennifer Mitchell of she leads the Circus Arts Conservatory there, and I guess the best news we heard is that full recovery expected for all those performers who were injured today.
Right, and the names have not been released yet. We did hear that Nick Wallenda had one family member who was believed to be involved in this stunt. Jennifer Mitchell said it was not his mother. We don't know who that family member was. As we said, identity's not released yet, but we are hoping for a full recovery of everyone involved, and it sounds like that's what will be happening.
And again, the shows start on Friday.
Right.
And they say they will go on as scheduled, as is a circus tradition.
Right.
Yeah.